ਅਗਲੀ ਖਬਰ ਅਮਰੀਕੀ ਸੂਬੇ ਯੂਟਾ ਤੋਂ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਖਬਰ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਬੜੇ ਮਾਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। ਅਮਰੀਕੀ ਸੂਬੇ ਯੂਟਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ 9ਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ 350 ਸਾਲਾ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਪੁਰਬ ਦੇ ਮੌਕੇ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਦਿਨ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਮਾਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਤੇ ਇਤਿਹਾਸਕ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਯੂਟਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ 350 ਸਾਲਾ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਸ਼ਤਾਬਦੀ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਮਨੁੱਖੀ ਅਧਿਕਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਾਖੀ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਜਦਾ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਾਨਤਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਯੂਟਾ ਸਟੇਟ ਦੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਲੀਡਰਸ਼ਿਪ, ਸੰਗਤ, ਵਰਲਡ ਸਿੱਖ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਨ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧਕ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਅਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੋਆਰਡੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਈਸਟ ਕੋਸਟ ਅਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਾਕਸ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਂਝੇ ਯਤਨਾਂ ਸਦਕਾ ਯੂਟਾ ਸਟੇਟ ਦੀ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ 9ਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ 350ਵੇਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਦਿਹਾੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰੈਕੋਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫੈਸਲਾ ਉਹ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ, ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਇਸ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਯੂਟਾ ਸਟੇਟ ਦੇ ਚੁਣੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੁਮਾਇੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਨ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਾਮ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਡੈਂਡਰਾ ਹੈਂਡਰਿਕਸ, ਮਾਈਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੈਫਟੀਨੈਂਟ ਗਵਰਨਰ ਨੇ, ਮਾਈਕ ਮੋਵਰ ਗਵਰਨਰ ਦੇ ਸੀਨੀਅਰ ਸਲਾਹਕਾਰ, ਐਂਥਨੀ ਲੁਬੇਟ, ਮਾਈਕ ਕੇਰੀ, ਕ੍ਰਿਸ ਲੌਲ ਸਾਲਟ ਲੇਕ ਕਾਉਂਟੀ ਰਿਪਬਲਿਕਨ ਸਕੱਤਰ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੁਮਾਇੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਲੋਕ ਨੁਮਾਇੰਦੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਨੂੰ ਮਨਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰਕਾਰੀ ਦਖਲਅੰਦਾਜ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੁਝ ਭੇਖੀ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਨੂੰ ਤੋੜ ਮੋੜ ਕੇ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਨ ਅਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਛੋਟਾ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਯਤਨ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਵਿਲੱਖਣਤਾ ਖਤਮ ਹੋਵੇ। ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਨਕਸ਼ੇ ਤੋਂ ਕੈਦ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ, ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੰਸਥਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਯਤਨਾਂ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਸ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟੀ ਦੀ ਚਾਦਰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਧਾਰਮਿਕ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਦੇ ਰਾਖੇ ਅਤੇ ਮਨੁੱਖੀ ਅਧਿਕਾਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿਤਾਮਾ ਵਜੋਂ ਮਾਨਤਾ ਦੇਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਘੋਸ਼ਣਾ ਪੱਤਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਜਾਰੀ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ। ਸੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ 15ਵੀਂ ਸਦੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ 10 ਲੱਖ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਅਤੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਭਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦੇ 3.5 ਕਰੋੜ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਅਨੁਆਈ ਨੇ। ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਨੁੱਖਤਾ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ, ਸੱਚੀ ਕਿਰਤ ਅਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਣ ਦੀ ਮਹੱਤਤਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਰਪਿਤ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਕਲੇਮੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਜਾਰੀ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਧਰਲੇ ਮੁਲਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੱਦੋ-ਜਹਿਦ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਾਨਤਾ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਗੱਲ ਲਿਜਾਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਫੈਲਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਫਲਤਾ ਹਾਸਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਯਤਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਾਮਯਾਬੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੌਸਲੇ ਵੀ ਬੁਲੰਦ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ।
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have you here. We're honored to have our wonderful Lieutenant Governor Dietrich Henderson here as well as we commemorate a very symbolic day for Utah's Sikh community. I'm Mike Maurer. I serve as the Governor's Senior Advisor for Community Outreach. And over the past several years, I've had the opportunity to get to know many of you in the Sikh community, and it has really been an honor to get to know you and to learn more about you and your culture and your wonderful impacts here in Utah. I want to give a special shout out as we begin to our friend Mike Carey, who helped organize this event and bring all of us together. He was one who let us know what a significant date and milestone this is. And so a big thanks to Mike for making this possible. We'd also like to represent Zach Shepard and Connor House from our congressional offices. Zach is going to share a certificate with us really quickly. But the run of show at this point will go like this. Representative Anthony Lubay, excuse me, who represents a portion of Salt Lake County, is going to share a proclamation with us. Afterwards, Zach is going to present a certificate from the Congresswoman to the group. And then we're going to hear a few brief remarks from Principet Singh from the American Sikh Caucus Committee, following which we'll turn the time over to our wonderful Lieutenant Governor, Dietrich Henderson. So with that, Representative Lubay.
Thank you, Mike. And is this on? Maybe not. It just looks like it's on. So welcome everybody here. I have this wonderful opportunity. Harjinder is here. Where's Harjinder?
Yes, I'm
here. There we go. I'm like, I know you're here. So there you go. Harjinder is one of my constituents, and he brought this to my attention. So I really appreciate you reaching out that we're able to have this organized. I also want to share that we put together this citation, and I discussed it with the Speaker of the House, and he was really excited to be a part of this as well. So even though he wasn't able to make it here today, he also is one of the signatures of this. I'll take a moment to read through it with all of you. I want to ask for your forgiveness if I mispronounce any of these names. So we'll see how I do and how well you help me. Utah House Representatives official citation honoring the 350th anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's sacrifice and the Sikh community. Whereas the Sikh community originated in Punjab transnational region, South Asia, and began immigrating to the United States over 100 years ago, contributing to the nation's development and growth. Whereas Sikhism is the world's 5th largest religion, with nearly 35 million adherents, roughly 1 million of whom live in the United States. Whereas founded by Guru Nanak in the Punjab region of South Asia during the 15th century, the Sikh tradition is based on the belief that all people are equal before God. Whereas the Sikh religion's principles of truthful living, service to humanity, and devotion to God guide its followers. Whereas through charitable work, the Sikh community reflects a commitment to public service consistent with American values. Whereas the people of Utah recognize the Sikh community's contributions to our state and the nation. Whereas Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, the 9th Sikh Guru, is known as a defender of religious freedom and protector of human rights, who sacrificed his life in 1675 to protect others from forced conversion. Whereas on November 24th, 1675, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, along with his followers, Bhai Mati Das Ji, Bhai Sati Das Ji, and Bhai Dayala Ji, thank you, faced execution rather than renounce their principles. Whereas 2025 marks the 350th anniversary of this event, which remains a significant part of Sikh as well as human history. Whereas the Utah House of Representatives acknowledges these historic moments and the role of Sikhs in the state and recognizes the 350th anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's sacrifice and the contributions of the Sikh community to Utah.
So I've gotten to know Harjinder, over the past couple months, and on behalf of Congresswoman Celeste Malloy, I would love to present this certificate of special congressional recognition to you and the whole Sikh community here in Utah. You guys do amazing things for our communities, and the Congresswoman is sad that she could not be here today, but we all are very happy that the government is open and she is back in DC. So we just wanted to make sure we represented here, and the Congresswoman again is sad to miss this event, but wanted to make sure we gave you guys this award for all that you do for the communities in Utah.
Thank you.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, members of the Assembly, and the reps of Congress. I'm Pritpal Singh from California. We have a caucus in the Congress. Sikh caucus, we have about 40 to 50 members of the Congress. That's just for the people who represent us. So today, we are really honored that you honored us. We are commemorating the 350th anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur, who gave his life for others, to defend the religion of others, not for himself. So the main slogan was, frighten none, don't fight. So this was the main slogan of the Sikhism. So Guru Nanak, who founded this religion, it's for well-being for all, not for all. We care for all. So on this day in 1675, he gave his life, defending the religion, not his religion, but the religion of others, so that they can worship freely, they can live freely, and with the honor and pride. So again, we are very thankful to the local Sikh community who are very involved in this kind of events. And again, the members, Lieutenant Governor, members of the Assembly, and the other. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to be here today. And wonderful to learn a little bit more about Sikhism. Religious freedom is something that's very important to the state of Utah and our founding. And we have a lot of shared values, I think, in general. People in the state of Utah, people of many of the religious faiths here in Utah, and members of the Sikh community. And we're grateful for the opportunity to honor you today. Today we're highlighting a heritage and a faith that shares a lot of these values that we promote here in Utah. And I just want to name a few of them. Sikhs are encouraged to keep God in their hearts and minds, to live honestly, to treat everyone equally, to be generous and serve others. And these are principles that we encourage all Utahns to adopt. While the Sikh tradition is indeed one of the largest religions in the world, here in Utah, it represents a small but mighty force for good. Thank you to those in the Sikh community who have chosen Utah as their home for your contributions, for your leadership. We appreciate the enrichment that you bring to the culture and the diversity of our wonderful state. And we are really, really grateful that you have found the American dream right here in the state of Utah. And I do have a proclamation that I would like to read from the governor. Whereas the Sikh community, whose roots trace back to the Punjab region of India, has been part of the American story for more than a century, contributing to the nation's development and growth. Whereas, founded by Guru Nanak in the 15th century, the Sikh tradition is based on the belief that all people are equal before God. Whereas the Sikh tradition emphasizes principles of truthful living, service to humanity, and devotion. Whereas Utah is home to many Sikh Americans who enrich our state through public service, entrepreneurship, cultural engagement, and community leadership. Whereas we recognize the Sikh community's contributions to the state of Utah. Now, therefore, I, Spencer J. Cox, Governor of the great state of Utah, do hereby declare November 17th, 2025 as Sikh Heritage Day in Utah.
Well, thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor. We've just been joined by Salt Lake County Councilmember Carlos Moreno, and we are thrilled to have you here with us as well. What we'd like to do at this time is have some photos with the proclamation, so if we could have the officials of your community and our Lieutenant Governor join us for photos here. And then at the end, we'd like a photo of as many community members as possible as we can get. So with that, we'll move this and...
I think I might head back and then I'll see you. One moment.
A straight line better?
You know, let's try a straight line. Amy,
Can we do a straight line?
thank you.
Do you want me to take it?
You can move that briefly.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ Today we gather here to honor and commemorate the 350th martyrdom day of 9th Sikh Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. It's a profound moment not only for Sikh Americans, but for every community that cherish religious liberty, human dignity, and freedom of conscience. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji occupies a unique and sacred place in world history. He is remembered as the Srisht Chadar, which means the shield of the world, because he stood as a protector of oppressed. And what makes his sacrifice extraordinary, what makes it revered across centuries and culture, is a truth that as inspiring as it is rare. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji gave his life not for his own religion, which we normally see that the examples that we have in this world, everybody sacrifice for their own school of thought, right? Everybody fight for their own principles, their faith. But this is a unique example in the whole world where a head of a particular faith gave his life for some other school of thought in which he don't believe, right? So this what makes it very unique. This sacrifice makes it very unique that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji gave his life not for his own religion, not for his own community, not for his own scriptures, but for the fundamental rights of others to practice their faith freely. In 1675, when Kashmiri Hindus faced forced conversions into Islam under the Mughal Empire, they traveled to Sri Anandpur Sahib, Punjab, which is also known as birthplace of Khalsa, to meet and seek Guruji's protection. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji accepted this divine call. He resolved to give his life to defend the Hindus, Kashmiri Pandits, freedom of conscience, even though he himself was not Hindu. Yet he understood that an attack on one community's freedom of belief was an attack on humanity itself. Guruji said, "Pair kahu ko derna na pair maan," which means do not frighten anyone, nor does fear from anyone else. He traveled to Delhi fully aware of the consequences. Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor, demanded that Guruji accept Islam. Guruji firmly refused, stating that faith is a matter of conscience and cannot be forced. Guruji declared that he would rather sacrifice his life than abandon his principles or allow others to be forced into conversion. After his refusal, Guruji was arrested. He was imprisoned in Chandni Chowk along with 3 devoted Sikhs, Bhai Matidas Ji, Bhai Satyadas Ji and Bhai Dayala Ji. His companions were executed in horrific ways before him to break his resolve. But Guruji remained committed. He refused to abandon his moral stand, and he was executed publicly, because becoming one of the world's greatest martyrs for universal religious freedom. The United Nations Resolution on Religious Freedom, which was adopted on 19th June 2020, which affirms the right of every person to choose, practice and express their faith without coercion and or discrimination. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's sacrifice in 1675 embodied these principles centuries earlier. He gave his life to defend the Hindu Kashmiri Pandits' rights to practice their religion freely, making him a living example of what the United Nations now codifies. Ladies and gentlemen, the world in which we are living right now, where everyone is still wrestling with intolerance, polarization and oppression, the message of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji is not only historical, it is urgently contemporary. The story of Utah is inseparable from the story of religious liberty. The early Latter Day Saints pioneers faced persecution, displacement, and violence. They were driven from their homes in Missouri and Illinois. They crossed plains, mountains, seeking a land where they could freely worship according to their conscience. Their journey to this very valley was rooted in a prayer for freedom, the same freedom for which Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji sacrificed his life to defend. Just as Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's martyrdom symbolized the fight against forced conversion, the Mormon's pioneer's journey symbolized the fight against the forced exile. Both communities, Sikh and Latter-day Saints, carry stories of resilience engraved in sacrifice. Both have endured oppression yet responded with courage rather than bitterness. Both understand that faith is not merely something to be believed, it is something to be protected. Today we are blessed to stand in a state where those struggles have blossomed into a powerful commitment to religious equality. Utah has become a model for interfaith cooperation, for balancing rights with respect, and for building bridges between the communities. This declaration to recognize the supreme sacrifice of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji is more than a symbolic gesture. It signals that state of Utah recognizes moral courage when it sees it. It tells our Sikh American neighbors that their history is seen and valued. It honors a martyrdom that enriches not only Sikh heritage but the entire global story of human freedom. And perhaps most importantly, it reminds us of the kind of leaders the world still needs today. The leaders willing to take principled stands not for personal glory, but for the rights of others. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's example invites us to ask, what are we willing to stand for even when we stand alone? What freedom must be safeguarded for those who believe differ from ours? How can we ensure that Utah remain a place where every community feels safe, not only tolerated, but truly celebrated? As we recognize 350th anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's martyrdom, we also honor the pioneers who built this sacred state with their devotion, their tears, and their unshakable commitment to the freedom of conscience. The Sikh community and the later-day Saint community are bonded by a shared understanding that religious liberty is not granted by governments, it is protected by them. It is inherent, sacred, and universal. This declaration sends a timeless message which tells us that we choose compassion over compulsion, that we value conscience over orthodoxy, that we respect faith not because it is ours, but because it is someone's. This is the foundation of truly pluralistic society. Honorable members, Guru Tegh Bahadurji's life reminds us that courage in defense of others is the highest form of courage. His martyrdom calls us to rise above divisions and uphold dignity of every human being. May this chamber continue to be a place where freedom is cherished, diversity is respected, and moral leadership is celebrated. Thank you for recognizing this historic moment. Thank you for honoring a martyr who belongs not to one community but to the whole world and whole humanity. I thanks to all honorable members here for giving me the privilege to talk to you on behalf of World Sikh Parliament and East Coast Sikh Coordination Committee and whole Utah Sikh Community. Thank you very much.
So much for giving us this opportunity to speak in this chamber. I am really thankful to Utah government for doing this for us. My name is Lakhvinder Singh. I migrated to Utah in 1992. At that time, our community was very small. At that time, we did not have any Gurdwara in Salt Lake City. But now, we have Gurdwaras and our population has grown. We Sikhs are beneficiaries of state of Utah. Utah is now our home. Even though I was born in India, but I have spent more time in Utah than any other place. Today, we are here to celebrate the martyrdom of 9th Guru. Why is this important? This is very important. If we look historically, we have prosecutions of Christians in Rome. Jesus Christ was crucified. Then in Second World War, in Hitler's Germany, the Jews were prosecuted. And this cycle of prosecution of religious minorities keeps happening. So what we are talking about is the 16th century. The Mughal Empire in India lasted for 331 years. This is a very, very long time. And the last ruler of the Mughal Empire is a person known as Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb is the ruler of India in the 16th century. The Mughal Empire, even though it lasted 331 years, it oscillates between secular and orthodox Islamic values. Sometimes some of the rulers are secular, which gives every religion in India opportunity to prosper. There are six main rulers of the Mughal Empire. During Akbar's time, India was a secular country. It has secular values. Akbar married into Hindu families. He has Hindu wives, and he let his Hindu wives practice their own religion without any restriction. These 6 rulers, when they became king of India, they choose a word which describes who they are, a single word. For the last ruler of Mughal Empire, Aurangzeb, it was Alamgir, the ruler of the world, Alamgir. If we look at the map of India, it's a huge area, 4.5 million square miles of area, huge, very big population. And it's the tail end of the Mughal Empire. Aurangzeb ruled India for 49 years. That's a long time. But his policies were discriminatory to the minorities. How they were discriminatory? If you belong to a different religion, you have to pay an extra tax. If you want to construct a religious place other than Islamic, the permit process or the approval process takes forever and it doesn't happen. During Akbar's time, some currency coins in India used to have Hindu symbols. Aurangzeb removed all of them. Aurangzeb has a dream that he will convert whole country into one religion, and that is Islam. When Aurangzeb becomes ruler of India, there is a power struggle because his father, Shah Jahan, the person who built Taj Mahal in India, his father don't like Aurangzeb. He likes his other son. So this succession war of 2 years resulted in Aurangzeb eliminating his own brothers. He killed his own brothers. So from the time he becomes the ruler of India to the time he consolidates his power is a 2-year period. And that 2 years is a brutal time. He killed his own brothers, he imprisoned his own sister, imprisoned his own father. Because he wants to be the ruler of India. He is making deals with some people so they can have their own kingships or their kingdoms. So this is how brutal Aurangzeb is. And then he cannot tolerate Guru Tegh Bahadur Padshah's popularity, his rise, his likeness by everyone. And now, since he wants to convert the whole country into an Islam, he starts from northern India, from Kashmir. He wants Kashmir to become Islamic, but that's not going to happen. People of Kashmir, they are intellects. They are very learned people. And they take refuge in the six gurus. So they come to Anandpur Sahib and they ask for help. The guru helped them, and for which he was prosecuted. He gave up his life. And that's why it's important for Sikh community to remember his sacrifice forever. Now the state has recognized it. We are very thankful from the bottom of our hearts for doing so. That's all I have to say. I will share Guru's Fateh. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming us here today. It is an honor to stand in the Utah State Capitol as we commemorate Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, whose sacrifice remains one of the greatest in world history. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji is known as Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji is known as Hind Jadgar, the shield of India, because he stood between an oppressive empire and innocent people who simply wanted to practice their faith. He chose to face death rather than allow others to be forced into giving up their beliefs. His message was clear. If one person's freedom is taken away, everyone's freedom is at risk. As a Sikh student growing up in America, I see how deeply his values reflect the reflection of this nation. In the United States, we believe that every person has the right to worship freely, to speak freely, and to live without fear. This Capitol building itself represents that promise. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji lived that promise long before America existed. His life teaches us that diversity is not something to tolerate, it is something to defend. That standing up for others, especially those who are different from us, is the highest form of courage. But his story also challenges us. The same community he sacrificed himself to protect, Hindus, now includes groups in modern India who hold political power and sadly often suppress the rights of Sikhs, Muslims, Christians, and other minorities. This is not what Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji gave his life for. His sacrifice was meant to create a world where freedom belongs to everyone, not just those in power. As young people, we carry a responsibility to keep his message alive. We must speak out when we see injustice. We must stand with those who are treated unfairly, and we must protect freedom of religion as a universal human right, not something given to us and denied to others. Today, as Utah passes this important citation, we thank the legislator for recognizing Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji not just as a Sikh hero, but as a global champion of human rights. May his example guide us to be braver, kinder, and more committed to protecting each other's freedoms. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're honored to have Carlos Morenos with us, who is a representative in the Salt Lake County Council from the west side of Salt Lake. After he speaks, we'll have a couple of brief words from Mike Carey, and then we will wrap it up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. For me, this is a great honor to be here today with this beautiful community, especially in this special occasion. I came from a place, many of you know, that I came from a place where we don't have human rights, and we have, actually, we have a dictatorship, a socialist dictatorship. And I totally understand all the fight with some communities and some countries have against repression, against fanatism, and also this kind of crazy ideologies who want to who want to do their own thing, their own rule. And that's why I'm very close to you, and I know exactly what is good for you, especially because the state of Utah under Governor Cox did the same thing for the community I came from, and I'm super excited to be here today. And actually, I have been in your temple. I have been with you in many of your events, and I'm glad that we are having you in Utah. Your community is very special for us, especially in the west side where we have a large community from the Sikh community. And like I said, always, and I don't want to make this long, always this country, this is the beauty of America, because we can stay here in this country as a brothers and sisters together, no matter your religion, no matter your belief, no matter your political point of view. I think that the respect and love is essential for America. And this is the only place that you have a Muslim and you have a Christian and you have a Jew walking the same street without hate and hatred and all these bad feelings. And this is the beauty of America. This is the beauty of this country. They allow us to be equal under the law and also equal in no matter your circumstances. That's why I always say America is not a dream. America is a miracle. This country is a miracle. It's a miracle in many ways because we can start a life as an immigrant from other country and become elected officer or become a businessman and become part of the community and with peace and love and also with all the opportunity that the Constitution of the United States provides to us. Thank you so much and God bless America.
Thank you so much.
I am Mike Carey, I'm the Salt Lake County Republican Party Chair. I just wanted to thank you all for coming today. I want to thank everyone who got a hand in organizing this great event. Mike Maurer, David Bay, Harjinder, he's a pusher, but we love him, my good friend. And I just want to thank you all for your kind words and what Utah and America means in terms of opportunity. This is an experiment, right? So this is a huge experiment that's been going on for now 250 years. So thank you for your contributions. Thank you for believing in this experiment. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੋਟਾਨ-ਕੋਟ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਜੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਹਿੱਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਮਾਣਮੱਤਾ ਹਾਸਲ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ। Thanks for Mike Carey, Mike, Anthony, Celeste Malloy, Canadian office, all another state representative. So Sikh community, all you work with us, we all the time work with you again and again. Thanks so much. Behalf of Sikh community, where you guys need us, be with you. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. With that concludes our program here today. We invite any of you who'd like to come up here and take some pictures. And thank you to the Sikh community.